Hey, what's up guys? So I got a pretty interesting replay for you guys today, and I don't even know how this duel turns out, but it is going to be a Ghostrick deck that uses the new Ghostrick card, the Spoiled Angel, and it also is going to be facing up against, I would say, I'm not sure if it's a complete like Necroface deck out deck, although it looks kind of like a Chaos Dragon-y type deck. So he's going to go activate Ghostrick Panic, so he's able to flip that stuff face down also, then he can flip his stuff face up. And then also with this card over here, Ghostrick Doll, when this card is flipped face up during the turn's end phase, you get to flip all face-up monsters onto the field into face-down defense position, then you can special summon another Ghostrick. So, if you guys don't know what this card does, I'm going to basically go over its effect while the game is continuously going on, because it is kind of an extensive effect if you guys haven't seen it before. Basically, it has the ability that once it has 10 materials, it automatically wins the duel. So that's kind of cool. It has a win condition. And I was wondering, is this going to be their boss monster of the deck? But unfortunately, he goes and gets that Exciton Knight flipped face down. And that kind of sucks for him. But anyways, as another effect, it's once per turn you can attach one material from this card, then you get to add a Ghostrick spell or trap card from your deck to your hand. And once per turn you can attach one Ghostrick card from your hand to this card as material. So it really allows the deck to cycle quite a bit, as you can see. I mean, there's just Ghostrick Panic is just such a great card because you change any number of face-down defense versus monster into face-up, and then you do the same amount of numbers of monsters on your opponent's side of the field, and you flip those face down. So it's got a lot of utility, and being able to keep on just searching out cards with the Spoiled Angel seems like an interesting way to actually play the deck. So as he's going to go ahead and activate this card's effect, so you're able to flip it, and when this card is flipped face up, you banish cards from the top of your opponent's deck face down up to the number of Ghostrick monsters you control. So it's 4. So that's really good too because they're face down, and so I don't think that actually counts for certain things effects. Like normally things that would trigger when they're banished, if they're face down, I believe they do not count. But that's pretty awesome. The guy is able to bust out a BLS, the best card. But I want to know, how is this guy going to win? Because I was going to see if that Spoiled Princess is going to be the win condition. Oh man, that's a pretty good combo. Because you can also just XYZ by using a Ghostrick XYZ monster as material. So with Duel Hand, you can just XYZ on top of XYZ. Oh, going to use that Ghostrick out. Going to reveal Ghostrick Hand, and then this turn, Ghostrick cards you control and face-down defense position monsters can't be destroyed by battle or by card effects, and a Mirror Force happens to get rid of everything. So that's pretty good for a Ghostrick player. But being able to just, like I said, recycle cards with this card, so once per turn it's like a free like cycle and kind of a plus if you want to think of it like that. But that can be really nasty. I mean, Ghostrick Panic is just such an annoying card for I think most players to deal with. And there's also this card over here. So while Ghostrick monsters face up on the field, your opponent cannot flip summon monsters when this card in your possession is destroyed by your opponent's card and sent to the graveyard. Your opponent cannot declare an attack this turn. So that's kind of like 2 effects really. I don't know. I was trying to think of how this would be really used. I think the goal is to flip your opponent's monsters face down, and then they can't actually draw. They can't actually flip up the card. So that's kind of a like stun card essentially. But it was kind of funny that it was a deck out. Going back to the deck, because I think we didn't get to see the very beginning. You might have missed it. And in the very beginning of the duel, there was a Necroface that was activated really early on. Let's watch it real quick again. I think he just alerted, and then he grew into Necroface. So I don't think his deck was supposed to be a deck where you try to deck out. Interesting to see someone who's actually playing Necroface in a build of, I don't even know what the point of Jurassic Drop-Off is. I thought at one point it was going to be something like a Phantom of Chaos, Sky Scourge Noriala's Chaos build, and that was the goal for Necroface, just to, I guess, banish the certain cards, maybe Levier, get something back. I had no idea what the point of these cards really were, other than them just, like, getting rid of one card. I just don't think those too useful at all. But, anyways, I lost a Soul Charge, Swords of Concealing Light, and Gravity Bind, which doesn't exactly hurt everything. I mean, against like Boojins, that can get kind of annoying, but XYZs, I would say, can kind of run over Gravity Bind and level limit Area B. But for the most part, very interesting deck, and you guys got to see the Ghostricks kind of pull out their boss monster, and I think that is basically the only boss monster that Ghostricks really have. I know All You card is actually pretty good, but I wouldn't consider him a boss monster because he's good when your opponent is, like, I guess on the losing side of things, and he only has 1800 attack anyway, so he's easy to run over. He's not like a huge threat unless you're playing something like Geargia, then yeah, he can get pretty nasty against any deck that relies on setting a bunch of cards, and then they can't really make use of them. But Spoiled Angel is a pretty good card, and I think that it's something that Ghostricks really needed, but I don't know if this card is going to really be able to be something that makes Ghostrick super high tier. I feel like other decks at the moment are just higher tier as far as like their speed, because Ghostricks, again, going back to a slower deck. But anyways, that was pretty cool that we got to see Ghostricks actually see some play and they actually win by not like them being a tech, just being like a pure Ghostrick deck, which is kind of cool. But nonetheless, Ghostrick Spoiled Angel, pretty cool card. And I want to see if anyone can actually pull off the win condition, having 10 or more material. There's a card that's called like, what was it, Overlay Regen, where you get to just use it as material. And again, once per turn, you can attach one Ghostrick card from your hand, and it doesn't have to be a monster, I believe. It just says one Ghostrick card. So I assume that you could probably do this in Tag Duel much easier than you could in regular. But it is a once per turn effect, so you can't just attach like your whole hand. Your partner goes, they attach their entire whole hand, and you just win the duel, because that'd be pretty OP. But nonetheless, like I said, kind of interesting card. Do you guys think that Ghostricks will get more support, or do you think they even need more support? I feel like as of right now, like I said, they don't really have their boss monster. Spoiled Angel might just be leaning towards that, but she doesn't really have any ability to, I would say, make aggressive plays. Her plays are just to attach one and it basically stalls, and that's basically the idea of Ghostricks anyways. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day. Azneyes out.